she's not exactly dignified, is she? She obviously has no self-awareness at all, because she must realise that most people would find that sort of like, it really, as you said, embarrassing. This is what is she, the deputy prime minister? No, well, she's not actually even trying to act the part, is she? Whatever she says, she's obviously an attention seeker. She's verbally incontinent. You know, she's very privileged to have been made deputy prime minister with all those sort of things against her.
And Angela Rayner has, of course, managed to turn the criticism of her ridiculous raving in Ibiza, which I thought was embarrassing and unbecoming for the deputy prime minister. She's managed to turn it into an issue of gender and class, and let's be honest, identity politics, because that's where she always goes. Now, before I show you this bizarre interview with Kay Burley on Sly News, can I just remind you that Angela Rayner was the one who constantly used to criticise Boris Johnson anytime he went on holiday. So just be thinking of that when you watch her answers here on Sly News this morning.
What did you make of all this fuss about that video in Ibiza?
Well, I was on holiday for a couple of days. I mean, you can criticise me dancing, it is subjective, but...
Honestly, so what? You were out in a club having a relaxing time.
I mean,
good on you, but...
I mean, I take my job really seriously and what I do, and I work, and I'm always in Parliament, and I'm always doing what needs to be done, and I'll continue to that. But I also believe, as a former trade union...
What time of the night was this? I mean, how did you keep... I would have been in bed by that time.
Oh, Fisher's a really, really great guy. I've known Fisher for a number of years, and I just think you've got to have downtime as well. Everybody has to have downtime, but I do take my job really seriously, and I like to talk about what I'm doing to help other people.
I'm not criticising you. I just wondered what you thought about the uproar.
At times, people like to look at that element, or yes, I'm working class, I like a dance, I like dance music. I got criticised for going to the opera, if you remember. I wasn't allowed, I was a champagne socialist for going to the theatre.
I think it's harder being a woman in politics than a man.
I think we get judged very much. I mean, the day I walked into number 10, which was an incredible day for someone...
Do you think you'd ever say that?
No. But for someone from my background, and for me to walk down that famous street and to go into number 10 was an incredible moment. There was just so much more commentary on what I was wearing. And I was like, I've spent years, I came off my council estate, I've worked really, really hard. I brought my child up when I was 16, and I've worked my way to be respected, to get to this position, to show that I've got worth in what I'm doing. And you're talking about what dress I'm wearing or what jacket I'm wearing. It's like, I'm trying to do a job for people here, and that, I think, distracts sometimes. And it's frustrating, because it's like, well, let's talk about the substance.
But as Chris Rose posted on X, nobody is criticising Angela for her background, it's her hypocrisy. She previously criticised others, such as Boris, for going on holiday. Kay Burley chose a friendly chat instead of scrutinising, and it is interesting seeing her try to take the higher ground, isn't it, morally, Kathy, given this is the woman that believes that all Conservatives are scum, for example.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's not exactly dignified, is she? She obviously has no self-awareness at all, because she must realise that most people would find that sort of like, it really, as you said, embarrassing. This is what is she, the deputy prime minister? No, well, she's not actually even trying to act the part, is she? Whatever she says, she's obviously an attention seeker. She's verbally incontinent. She's very privileged to have been made deputy prime minister with all those sort of things against her. But what do you expect from Kay Burley? A pillar of the woke establishment, corporate me, politically correct media that doesn't hold anybody that should be held to account, but will push victim agendas. I mean, what really Angela Rayner needs to remember is she's by far from the first woman Labour MP from a working class background to get in the cabinet, and I don't suppose she even knows, does she ever bother to find anything out? Margaret Bomfield, 1923, one of 3 Labour MPs to get into government that year, was the first Labour woman MP in the cabinet. And if Angela Rayner wants to know about poverty and hard upbringing? Well, she was the 10th of 11 children of an unemployed working man who began working herself at the age of 13. I don't think she had a right to buy. I don't think there are even any council houses there for her family to go into. So basically, Angela, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
It's
Stop
very
playing
good
the
point.
blinking victim.
Very good point. And the thing that infuriates me, and I mean, I absolutely loved your description just then, Kathy, of Burley, because utterly perfect. But what infuriates me is this is the same mainstream media that you'll remember just a few weeks ago were literally chasing Nigel Farage around the hallways of the RNC when he went at a weekend to support Donald Trump just days after his assassination attempt. And do you remember Channel 4 News, Emily Maitlis literally chasing him around? How dare you not be in Clacton? So the hypocrisy is off the scale. Yeah, I find her dancing embarrassing. I completely agree. She's not even trying to be a dignified deputy prime minister. She's playing to her base potentially, but cringe. But the bigger point is, how on earth can that be completely fine, but it's not fine for Nigel Farage to attend the biggest gathering of the Republican Party once every 4 years?
Yeah. And a man who always behaves well, dresses properly, is very respectful to people, has manners, all those things I would suggest Angela Rayner is a little bit short on. She's done very much to encourage people to look at her legs or her, can't remember whether she's done a cleavage or not. I sort of get fed up. But yes, it's a very strange type of woke leftist progressive prejudice, isn't it?
It is.
The left, the me people, the woke, the people who say the right things can do no wrong. Any dissenter is always going to be got at and hounded and targeted. And really sadly, we know now, and Keir Starmer's just institutionalized it in the police and the justice system, that's the society we live in now. It's not the Britain anyone can be very proud of.
The great thing about being independent now is I only tell you about products that I use and truly believe in and think can improve your life like they have mine. So let me talk to you about Verso. As you probably know by now, I've entered my 40s thinking about staying healthy. And one of the ways I did that actually was looking for ways that I could be fit and sharp, but also, I guess, find out how scientific evidence can help reverse the aging process with interventions. And so scientists like David Sinclair have done that. So I was looking for a product that I knew would enhance everything I was already doing, also backed up by solid evidence. This product is called Cell Being by Verso. It has scientifically proven ingredients that fight the effects of aging by increasing NAD+ levels. I hadn't heard of them, but it's so important because it is the stuff that powers every single cell in your body. Wow, it's made a difference to me. I've been using this product every morning for months now. It's been genuinely transformative. My fasting is easier. I've lost fat. I've lost weight. The team at Verso tell me it's due to its blood sugar regulating effects, which lead to fewer cravings. I'm sleeping better. I wake up with more energy. I even feel happier too. So this has taken years off my life. I'd love you to experience the same thing. Verso publishes third-party testing from each batch produced to guarantee that you're getting what you pay for. And I'm very excited to say that to March our launch, Verso is giving you an amazing offer. So if you head right now to buy.ver.so/outspoken, you'll save 15% on your first order. All you need to do is use the coupon code OUTSPOKEN. The link is in our show notes on YouTube and Rumble. But to repeat, bui.ver.so/outspoken, use the coupon code OUTSPOKEN. And of course, this is from the same party that removed, in my opinion, the ultimate conservative woman, other than you, Kathy, Margaret Thatcher. And I was very entertained by your posts on this. You wrote, the removal of Margaret Thatcher's portrait from number 10 by Sir Keir Starmer demonstrates how in the pocket of extremists our PM is. Who did he do that for? And you went on, I expect she made him feel very small looking down on him, which he is, with all the insecurity typical of bullies and authoritarians. And it was an astonishing first move symbolically, wasn't it, for Starmer to do that?
I mean, what is extraordinary, and it's even, I still sort of I do see Tony Blair as the person who started all this sort of descent into this anti-democratic descent. But still, even the contrast with Gordon Brown commissioned that portrait. Every other prime minister's had it sitting there. She won an important war for the country. She got the country back on its feet. It's the meanness. Do you remember when Tony Blair got in? No, what happened when they all said the witch is dead, the witch is dead? It feels to me part of that very childish Thatcher hate type of culture that I suppose Starmer grew up in, really. I can't quite remember how old Starmer is, but that it was fashionable to hate Thatcher. And although Thatcher had been the one person who brought this country back into some sort of order and sanity and economic prosperity.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he's completely part of that generation. He's 62, I think, so he absolutely is. But I think it's bigger than that, Kathy, because in my opinion, this is the proof that actually Starmer is on the hard left, and actually because of lunatics like Owen Jones consistently saying for the past 4 years, oh, Starmer's some sort of right-wing, centrist. No. Actually, this is a highly ideological man. He was just very, very good at hiding his ideology from the public in order to become prime minister.
But it actually also shows how very authoritarian the hard left is. That there is nothing democratic about them, and that they don't even pretend to represent the working man. They are elitists. I knew that they're hard left in the sense of being, well, they're sort of national socialists, but they're not national. They're WEF.
WEF, yeah.
How do we?
I mean, look, this is maybe not a category, but I describe it as globalist woke tyranny. And there's also some real shades of communism coming in as well. So I mean, I find it frankly terrifying. And I warned that Starmer wasn't this centrist, cozy figure. But, sometimes it takes someone like this being in power for there to be a course correction. And I think there will be a course correction, but my God, it's going to be a tough 5 years before then, which is why we have to support the independent media. For people who don't know about Conservative Woman, Kathy, can you just explain where people can find it?
Right. Conservative Woman's actually our URL. So you can, by doing www.conservativewoman, I can never do it, co.uk. You can find us very quickly on Google. But in fact, on our website, we did rebrand ourselves as TCW, the Conservative Woman Defending Freedom, because I think it was during even before lockdown, we were so horrified by Boris Johnson and his various shenanigans. We didn't want any association with the Conservative Party at all. It is a little bit difficult because the brand Conservative Woman stuck. We believe we are small c conservative women. We have plenty of men writing for us. We have a big male readership. But what we stand for is freedom and small c conservatism, the genuine sort, not the in-name only party sort.
Well, you a must read for me. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please do subscribe if you want lots more clips and interviews like that. Plus, if you want to watch our totally uncensored after show, then visit www.outspoken.live.